Hey, you guys, what's jumping off? How's it going? um, just wanted to just do a kind of a quick video, sort of rolling along on these little guys. I don't know. I guess I'm just in this thing. I'm making small journals lately. Um, but I did want to let you guys know couple things. First thing, I'm still working on these. And sorry, Sammy's mowing the lawn and the window's open, so sorry if it's loud. I think I've got 8 of this one with this bag. And somebody asked me to put the recipe for the cornbread in the description, and then I couldn't find it. I don't know where the recipe is, if it was on this bag or on a different bag, but I couldn't find it. So maybe it's on a different bag. Or because there was actually, of this one, there was 2 different sizes. One was like shorter, and I think all of those got put into kits. So maybe somebody else has the recipe on their bag when they get their kit. Maybe they could send it to me. Just take a picture maybe and send it to me so I can copy it into the description or something, or somebody else could put it in the comments, I guess. But anyways, I'll look at the other bags that I have too. Wait, no, it's not on that either. Anyway, so I wound up doing 8 of these, and I had this other cornmeal bag that was longer. It was still a 2-pound bag, but it was like longer and a little narrower. Um, and I didn't want to sacrifice any of it, really. And I wanted most of the cool stuff to be on the front. So I just basically folded it in half. And so it's kind of just like a square journal. It's like a little square. And I did the same thing on the inside. I didn't do the fabric border around this one, because it has this writing on it. And I did do a little bit of trim on the back cover right here. I'm still going to do an eyelet here, I think. And then I just did a piece of coffee dyed cheesecloth. Actually, it's cheesecloth, but it's that super fine cheesecloth. So it's real, it's real tightly woven. And then I did a zigzag along the spine. But I wanted to use something kind of transparent so you could still see the writing, through the fabric. This zigzag was a little bit too tight. I wound up changing it, and it's more like that on the rest of them. Anyway, and then just did a stitch all the way around the borders on all of these. So that's where I've gotten to. I think I am going to ink them all up, at least on the outside, since, I don't know, I want them to look kind of grungy and stuff. So I'll be doing some more inking, and probably on these too. So anyway, so I wound up with 6 of these. Okay. So yeah, so that's not too bad. That's what, 14 altogether? Manageable. It's doable. I'm thinking about doing some of the bigger bags too. Maybe like 4 or 6 of those. Just, I don't know, just have to play it by ear. But anyway, I did finish the other round 2 Farmhouse Kits that I had, said I was going to do. And I wound up had, I think, 9 requests for those. And so I just did 20 of them. So I do have 1 left. And I don't know, like, I want to say if somebody wants it, send me an email. You have to be the first one though. Anyway, so yeah, so these are done, and I sent out invoices for these. So if you requested one and I replied, check your email, check your junk mail for an invoice from PayPal, because that's for your kit. Okay. I don't want to like completely go through these all the way, but basically, you got some really yummy fabrics in here. There's some quilt top, a couple pieces of quilt top that I've been kind of coveting and not really wanting to get rid of. And anyway, so there's some really nice fabrics in here. And then just buttons and seam binding and some just really neat cotton ribbon. And then I did baker's twine and some like jute, and then a little pack of ephemera type of stuff with like lots of cards and flashcards and whatnot. Some banking stuff, and then there it is. Okay, I have to take a picture of that. See, I knew it was on. It wasn't on some of the bags, but there it is. Anyway, so, just all these goodies, all kinds of ephemera. I did go a little bit lighter on the book pages in this one. So this kit isn't necessarily as thick. It's not as bulky as the other one was, but it has some really yummy stuff in it. I took apart one of my binders and just kind of split it out amongst those kits. It was Better Homes and Gardens. And anyway, some typing pages. This kit is a little different than the first one. Okay. So anyway, it'll be sort of a surprise when you get it. I did put some utility type fabrics in here too, and also added like a half a page of the prescriptions, because it's kind of like the same era that I'm thinking about, 1916, and then a page out of the this paper is so brittle. This is really only intended for collage, you guys. This paper. Sorry, I kind of broke this one. Anyway, so some of the doctor's notes, and then this is just like a little, like from a general store, a little, like, I don't know, it's almost like somebody who did, I don't know, just worked out of their pocket with a book. Anyway, and then this is a really cool little diary that I got. It's a dentist's diary, and so this is all the dentist's billing and his appointments and stuff from 1923. So I thought those were kind of fun. And then just some other random stuff. There's, ledger pages and whatnot in here. Okay. So I wanted to talk to you guys really quickly, though, about an idea. And I want to run it by you real quick. I think what I want to do, since I love making these little bundles and these kits, what I'd like to do is a subscription. And I'm just going to kind of do it on a trial basis and see how it goes. I will commit to it for 3 months. Okay. So what I can do is just send me an email, and then I'll set up my PayPal. I'll set up an invoice for you for a monthly invoice that'll come to you on the 1st of the month, and it'll be due by the 5th of the month. And then I will get the kits sent out by the 15th. Okay. So that'll just be a recurring charge, and, but you'll have to manually go in and pay the invoice each month. And then I don't think you can set it up on auto pay. But so I'm going to do it for 3 months and see how I feel about it, see if I like doing it and that kind of thing. But so I'm going to do the subscription for $35 for a vintage style junk journal bundle. So it'll have something that you can make into a cover, it might be a book cover, or, at least file folder, or, something like that. It may have something that I've made, and, done some altering to already. I will try to include, something that I've made, just because, maybe some tags or whatever. And you will get some sort of envelopes or pockets or something like that. And then, a pack of paper, including some ephemera and that kind of stuff, ledger pages most likely, because, well, I'm addicted to ledger pages. And then you'll get some trims and fabric. Okay, so it'll be something like this, maybe a little less than this. This was a $45 bundle. So, but it'll fit into a padded priority envelope. And yeah, so there'll be $35 plus $8 for shipping. So altogether $43. And to be honest, like, I'm pretty, I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty generous with stuff. So, and I just really enjoy putting together these bundles. So I thought, okay, well, let's just see how that goes. And, so it'll be a surprise for you. Like, I don't want to say that it's going to be a specific theme or anything like that, but it will be vintage stuff, whatever it is. And, yeah, so I think it'll be really fun. And so I think I can do as many as, let's say, 20 of those. So if I get 20 requests for the subscription, then I'll have to put you on a wait list. If there's more than that, I'll put you on a waiting list, and then if somebody decides out, then I can put you in their slot. Okay, and we'll just see how it goes. But I think it'll be fun, and I even thought it would be kind of cool if that works out and that's something that you guys enjoy. And I don't know, I think it would be fun to get just like a cool bundle of vintage junk journal materials every month I think that's a pretty reasonable price too. But anyway, I thought it would be really cool if eventually I could do that with my monthly mini journals too. And, that way, you wouldn't have to, watch my Etsy shop or whatever, you know what I mean? So like if you are, say you're collecting those monthly mini journals that I make every month, you could just sign up for a subscription for that. So if you're interested in doing the junk journal subscription, junk journal kit subscription, send me an email. I'll put my address or email address in the description. And if you're interested in doing the monthly mini subscription also, if you have an interest in it, just let me know, just so I can kind of get a feeling for, if anybody at all would be interested in doing that or not. But I'm not actually starting that right now. I'm just going to do the kits for now. And then maybe down the road, I can do it with the monthly minis too, because I do make them every month. And, it's no sweat, right? I'd be happy to do it anyway. And then I thought, well, if I can do it kind of permanently, do a trial run for now for 3 months. And then, if it's something that, I enjoy doing and I feel like it's not too stressful, then I would say I could do, if you wanted to pay for 6 months at a time, if you can pay for 6 months of subscription up front, then I would give you the 7th month for free or something like that, just to kind of incentivize that. So anyway, that's just wanted to run that by you guys and let you know that these are done. Okay. So if anybody is, hoping for one, or if you got an email from me, if you got an email when you asked to be put on that list, hopefully I responded to you. Or if you requested one, check your email and just to be sure, anyway. Okay. So here's where I'm at with the mini journals, with these little farmhouse journals. So I've done all of these little round tags, and just with the, the yo-yos that I've kind of disassembled. and just stitched onto some card. And then I've done a bunch of pockets. Okay, just with some quilt top glued onto the library pocket and then stitched around the edges. Did a couple different sizes. And then I kind of started just, you know, doing a little bit of kind of scrappy trims, I guess, scrappy bits of fabric on some of these little flashcards. And I want to do a bunch of these, some different types of cards too. So I have like a whole, got a box over here full of different little like flashcards and playing cards and things like that I'd like to do this too. But I think what I want to do is, if there's something on the back where I feel like you wouldn't have, you know, very much writing space, I want to glue some paper on that or something, so you would have more writing space. Like, see this one? Because see, it says the on the front already, and you don't need it to say it on the back necessarily. So I could just add some little collage like paper on the back, or some ledger paper or something like that. I did save the bottoms of my bags, so, you know, I might do something with those. I copied that. Oh, and that's the other thing I wanted to tell you with those kits. So along with the physical kit, I will also do some kind of digital, you know, I don't want to call it a kit, but some type of digital collection for you too. So that could be something that's already in my shop, and, you know, maybe that's what you want for that month. But I have to think about that. I'm not sure if I'll just do something totally different that isn't in my shop or whatever as a digital. Or maybe I could just give you credit to go and purchase a digital in my shop if there's one that you want. Or maybe I'll just make a new digital just for that kit for that particular month. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to go with it, but I would like to include some kind of digital, you know, item also. Anyway, back to these. So I'm going to do some paper bags in these, and I thought they have this little flap right here, so I folded it over, but I thought it would be kind of fun to attach something on here and just make that like a flip out like pocket, you know. So I was just kind of looking at them and playing with them, and I've never done that on these bags, so I thought, well, I could do that. I could do something like that. And somebody had a good idea to use the yo-yo fabric as a hinge, like on some kind of like flip out or on a spine or something like that. So maybe I will use some of those, and you know, to attach something on here. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I wind up doing. And then I pulled some envelopes to use in the center of each one. These are just going to be a single signature, obviously. And then I have these other cornmeal bags. I'm thinking what I want to do with these maybe is use these in some of the larger ones, like the bigger cornmeal bags or the flour bags. So I'm not sure, but they're just kind of sitting here. And then, oh my God, I had this, one of my viewers, she commented on, I think it was on it was on the video where I was looking through that box of ephemera, and it's like the Farmhouse Part 1, I think. Anyway, so I was looking at these little, I call them like a French fry bag envelope, because that's kind of what it reminds me of. And I was looking at that on that video, and she commented and told me what these were. And if you guys remember, it said they were in an envelope, and it said put in the new car. And what she told me was that she said she's like 80 years old, so she remembers these little bags and actually using them. And she said what they were actually for drinking water. And so like you would stop at, some kind of water source, while you were out in the car or whatever. And this was a drinking vessel. Or, if you brought a bottle of water from home or something. So isn't that cool? Because the original ones are made out of paper that is kind of like vellum anyway. So it might be like waxed paper. So I just thought that was really cool that she remembered those. And so I want to make a bunch of those and make sure that I add at least one into each one of these farmhouse journals. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. And they were always just white, but I guess, there was probably like advertising maybe on them or something. I don't know. Like I could maybe play around with printing, some kind of advertising on these. So anyways, I made a whole bunch of them that I haven't cut out yet. And I know I could probably do this on my scan and cut and all that, but to be honest, that thing is a hassle. And I just think it's easier to just cut things. So what I did was I had one in, that I had scanned, and I just printed it out and cut it out, made a template, and then traced around it, cut that one out, and then I scanned it, and I just printed it on draft. So it printed super, super light. You guys probably can't even really see it very well, but see, it's just barely. And that's what I wanted. I wanted it to just be like really faint so that I wouldn't have to worry about, you seeing the lines or anything. And so I'm going to work on cutting these out and making some more of those little bags. And I did print some of the, this is more of like an update kind of video, I guess, you guys. But I did print some of the Baldwin's primer that is that's listed in my shop right now. It's this really cool primer that is just beautiful. It's just got some of the coolest, just really, it was just a really beautiful reading book. And my printer kind of, this is printed on vellum, obviously, and it was kind of smearing a little bit. And this is on the inkjet printer, so now I know not to print on vellum in the inkjet printer. It does fine in the laser printer, but I don't know why I just didn't think about it. Anyway, see, some of them got a little bit smeared, so that's okay. Anyway, so I just wanted to use some of these in my journals, in these little minis. So I will be printing some more of those to use as pages. And then what else am I doing? Oh, and then there's the box of potential paper. Okay. So I pulled a whole bunch of stuff as I was making those kits. I pulled a bunch of other, papers and stuff because I was in the process of going through stuff. So I pulled out stuff that I thought could be used in these little journals. I guess they're minis. So I just have a little collection of different papers that I will be cutting down, and they're two different sizes, so I'll have to be mindful of that. These that I printed the fabric collage, I ran those through the printer and just printed a grid paper on the back. And this is one of that Tracy Fox did. I don't know what it's in or where you could find it, but it's in one of her kits. So I think I'm not 100% sure. I think it is. Anyways, so I thought that was nice because then I could just use this as pages in the journals. I don't remember what that is. Oh, and I'm working on a listing. I sent Adrian the files, and hopefully he downloaded it. But I'm doing a listing. It might wind up being 2 listings, but it's just all the time I find blank pages in like agendas or diaries or ledgers or whatever, and blank forms like that Montgomery Ward, order form. And so I just took all of the blank, forms and pages. Like this was actually in a book. Anything that was blank where it didn't have any writing, even though like people that know how to use Photoshop, they can clean it up anyways. But these are things that I have come across where it hadn't been written on originally. So there's just all kinds of stuff in there, like some shipping tags that hadn't been filled in. There's like a telegram, that airmail letter thing, and just different like blank checks or receipts, things like that, where it's intended for you to actually write on it. And then also some ledger pages too that I thought were neat, like some from that farm ledger. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, it's really cool. It's like a whole accounting book specifically for a farmer. So anyway, so I'm working on getting that listed, and when it's done, I will let you know. So yeah, so I'm just pulling papers and stuff like that at this point. I don't think I'm going to be doing much in the way of like collage or anything in these journals. I think it's just going to be, just the paper, and then I will probably just embellish some of the pages with some fabrics. And I'm not even using any laces or anything in these. And I thought about it, but I kind of don't want to start introducing lace into this series. Just personal thing, doilies and things like that. I just want to use the fabric. So fabric and maybe like rickrack or something. So I will probably be doing some stuff like that on some of the pages, but really not much in the way of collage. And then doing just like lots of ephemera, like those price tags and the milk caps and whatnot. So and then lots of book pages and things like that from different pamphlets and fun books from the era. So yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at, you guys. And yeah, so I'm going to try to get a bunch of this stuff. See, I have to cut some of this down, and I have to decide which ones I'm just going to fold in half or whatever. And then also do a bunch more of these little cards and just, do some kind of little, even if it's just stitching on it, or, and then I'm going to pull out that box of little tickets and stuff, and, maybe attach some of that kind of stuff onto some of these little guys. So yeah, anyway, I know this wasn't, this is more of just an update. So these are really cool. These are dividers that are in this like phonics reader flashcard set that I bought. And so these are the dividers that were in that box. And so I think I'd like to maybe do some little like notebooks with these little like, the little matchbook style journals, or little notebooks maybe, and maybe put one of those in each one of the journals, and just lots of random things. I'm definitely going to use a lot of like written letters, and even just printed you know, letters, because pretty much all of that banking ephemera is from like 1911 to about 1913. So if we're thinking that, you know, pretending that this was made somewhere in like the 30s or something, it's possible that somebody would have still had stuff from 15 years ago sitting around that they would have just tossed into a journal, you know. Anyway, so okay, so that's it for now. I might make another video later on if I get into it. I'm thinking about, you know, just sitting down with the paper cutter and cutting out a bunch of pages. It's kind of boring to watch, but I'm going to be doing that for 2 different sizes, so I got to be careful. Anyway, all right, you guys, if you have any questions or concerns, you can definitely send me an email, or, you know, leave a comment. And if there's a question there, I do try to answer them. And thank you, other people who have answered other people's questions in the comments. I really appreciate that. I totally encourage you guys to, you know, give each other, like, respond to people's comments. If, you know, if you read the comments, it's, you know, it's a social thing too, right? Like YouTube is a social media. So I love to see you guys interacting with each other and reading each other's comments. You know, I just think it's really cool. That's one of the reasons that I used to like doing live streams, was to give you guys you know, a venue to talk to each other and kind of get to know each other a little bit. So, but you can still do that in the comments too. Anyway, okay, guys. I love you. I'll talk to you soon. Okay. Bye for now.